Happy Wednesday. Here we are, middle of the week. Glad to see you guys. Today we are going to work in a stability class. So we'll be doing things to challenge our balance, build a little bit of strength. And we're also going to do some exercises to help us improve the way we react to environmental changes. That's very important with gait, that we're able to kind of adapt and move. So we're going to work on some somatosensory exercises today to help with that as well, especially visually. So a lot of the things we're going to do, we're actually going to do in a chair today, and or standing near a counter if you have one. So this is what I want you to grab from me. Grab yourself a chair. Make sure that it's safe, that you're not going to slip, that sort of thing. Go ahead, grab yourself something to drink. I want to stay hydrated throughout. And if you could grab some kind of cloth that you have. We're going to use this for a couple of different exercises. A full-size towel might even work for you. So go ahead and set that aside. Remember, we're going to try to maintain a great posture. That's going to be elevated, tuck just a little, up through the crown of the head and shoulders relaxed. Even as we sit in our chair, we want to try to maintain our posture as well as we can. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and get seated. So the exercises that we're going to do today are particularly good if you're dealing with peripheral neuropathy, if you're having trouble with the sensations in your feet, as well as diabetes and arthritis. So these are some good exercises. So let me get back so you can see my feet. Now, where are we going to sit in the chair? I want you to sit away from the back of the chair, someplace where that you can have both of your feet flat on the ground. That's going to be important, that you're maintaining this balance. That way we're not slumped back. We're going to try to remain upright as well as we can. You're going to go ahead and take your towel and put it on the floor in front of you. The first thing that we're doing is, it's a therapy exercise. It's called a stocking foot grip. Today, I guess I should have mentioned this at the beginning. Today, barefooted if you can tolerate it, or socks if you want the socks on your feet. You can do these things in shoes, just not as well. And this particular exercise you're not going to be able to do in shoes. So you can go ahead, pause, slip your shoes off. Let's get barefoot or stocking foot. So I'm just going to lift up that left leg, and I'm going to put it here on my towel. And the first thing I'm going to do is just start to grip. So I'm just moving around, gripping with my toes. So a towel is where we would start with this exercise, but we'd also progress. Keep gripping as we talk. We'd also progress to things like maybe a small ball, a pencil, different objects. I'm now going to grip and try to pick the towel up a little and bring it down. I'm just going to do that again. Grip. Bring it up and down. One more time. I'm going to find a place to grip, lift it up, bring it down. Some variations you can try. That variation if you want to stay there, or I'm going to try to lift my towel, got to get a grip on it, and move it to the side. So I'm looking for that grip and lift it over to the side. And then I could grip and bring it back. Okay, just a variation. Go ahead. Let's switch feet. So with this exercise, first I'm just gripping, moving around to warm my feet up. With this exercise, you're going to do one foot and then the other foot. A couple of exercises today, we're going to do one other and then both together. For this one, just stay single-footed. Lift a couple of times. Grip and lift. Move it around. Other variations is to try to use your foot to make it flat. Gonna lift it up. Trying to stay tall. This is even difficult for me. We'll take it over. And take it over. I was talking also earlier to some of my bar students about the importance of these exercises for everyone, regardless of what your age is, because they help with those somatosensory proprioceptors in your feet. It starts to stimulate those little nerves there. Of course, as we age, you know, it's harder to get the brain and the body going, but these are great for everybody. Something you can do with your kids, grandkids, neighbors. Okay, toe wave. These are also not easy. They're deceptive. I want you to sit tall. Make sure your feet are flat. We're just going to lift up our big toes. Okay, so start to lift the big toes. Push your toes down. The only thing we want up is the big toe. And then bring it down. Let's do it again. Lift up those big toes. So I mentioned this to some of you guys before. If you notice my right toe's having a hard time coming up. Here's a trick that I have come up with to kind of get my brain body working there. If I come down and touch my toe, then I can lift. That's a tactile cue. And then when I come back up, it starts to work. So if forward folding is okay for you, that might be something that you want to do, is actually touch the area you're trying to lift. Now, press the big toes into the floor and just lift all of the 4 toes. Bring them down. Sit up tall, lift, bring them down. Here we go, and lift. Alright, so now we're going to kind of make a wave. We're going to keep all of our foot down except for the toes. We'll start with those big toes, and then we're going to push those down and lift the little toes. So roll through your toes. Think about coming in and rolling out. Just moving the toes one more time. In and out. Alright, go ahead and shake everything out. So the next exercise, since it's the first time we're doing it, I do want you to go ahead and stay seated for this. This exercise has all different kinds of ways that we can start to make it a little bit more difficult. Everything that we're doing today, I want to keep around the level 1 because some of this is really new. This is called the center of pressure, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Is once again stimulating those proprioceptors in our feet. It's important. I'm not going to get us sweaty doing it. It's a little harder, once again, than it looks. We are going to go through different points on our feet, and we are going to try to press down there. That's going to be our center of gravity. We're going to come back to that big toe, and I just want you to press the big toes into the ground. Now, if I was doing this exercise at home, release, and do it again. Push just the big toe. I might do my left foot, then my right foot, then both feet. We're going to go ahead and try to do both feet today, both our feet today, so that you get the sensation. Now relax. So those 3 toes, not your pinky, I want you to try to press just those 3 toes into the ground. So resist that urge to push the big toe or the pinky toe, and release. And try it again. Focus just on those 3 toes. And then down. Alright. So next, pinky toe. So we're just pressing just that pinky toe. Release. Just the pinky toe. And release. So each time we press down to get that center of pressure, we want to kind of count to our head, and we want to count to 5 in our head, release, and then try it again. We're going to move now to the ball of our foot. First thing we're going to do is push the inner ball of our foot, so right behind that big toe on the ball of your foot. Go ahead and just center of gravity there. That's where you're trying to push. Take a yoga breath if you want to. See if you can draw that breath out for a 5 count. Release. And press again. So this is also something you can do, add into your day just when you're watching television, or maybe even sitting for your meal. If you find yourself sitting someplace waiting, office, doctor's office, that sort of thing, you can do this as well. Now, ball of the foot on the pinky side, so the outside, just the ball, trying to resist pressing through that heel. And relax. And again, press. and relax. Alright, so now we're going to press directly in the center of our heel, press it into the ground, sit up tall. And then relax. Take another deep breath, press into that heel. And just count into 5. And then we'll release. Alright, so we've got 2 more spots. Now we're going to think about the entire outside of our foot, running along the pinky side edge all the way back to the heel. As you press there, you may even feel the arch in the inner foot come up a little, and that's fine. Press to the outside of the foot. I'm going to try to keep my knees center and not let my feet fall open. And release. And let's do it again. Outside. And release. Alright, last one. That inner edge, all the way up from your big toe back to your heel. Go ahead, press that into the ground. And release. And press into the ground. So you're looking here at about a 2-minute exercise. Easy to add in when you find yourself just sitting and waiting. Do something productive. This can be done in shoes. So you could be pressing into the insides of those shoes. Alright, go ahead. Tap your feet out. We'll do a little side to side. So the next thing, we're still away from the back of our chair. With all of our balance exercises, one of the keys is, and it's kind of like against what we think of when we think of exercise. I think that this is more of a wellness activity. Is that our balance exercises are most effective when we go slow with them. We don't want to rush through them, even if we do less, because the slowing down of this movement, we don't have the momentum, and it really helps us build the balance. This is going to help us. We're going to go slow, super, super slow. And I know that kind of frustrates people, but bear with me. I promise you that it's worth it. So today we're going to do it with the variation hands on thighs. If hands on thighs is too much, okay, this is kind of a level 2 hand position. You could always have your hands to the side of your chair, okay? But we're going to go ahead and try to keep our hands on our thighs. I want you to think about sitting on top of a clock. So the clock is flat, you're sitting on it, 12 o'clock's here, 3, 6, 9. We're going to rotate on our hips so that we're weight shifting to each hand on that clock, okay? And we are going to watch where that pressure is and try to really imagine that we are moving like that clock. So I want you to sit tall, lean forward just a little. That's your 12 o'clock pressure. Now think if your clock will start to go around to 1, 2. The more I lean, the more my seated dynamic balance is going to be challenged. The slower I go, trying to keep those feet down. And I'm trying to really imagine drawing that big circle. I want to try to feel each bit of my hips touching that chair. And we're going to go again. And visualization is great for the brain. So go ahead and just visualize that clock on the wall, that you're sitting on top. Or if it helps you to think about drawing a circle. And remember, we're trying to get all of our backside pressing down. Now let's go back the other way, counterclockwise. You're going 11, 10, counting down. Don't hold your breath. Even I find myself wanting to hold my breath here. Allow the breath to flow. But this isn't yoga. Focus is a little different. We're not really worried about torso. We're trying to bring that focus all the way around to those glutes, a little bit to the hamstrings, challenging that balance. Alright, go back. Okay, sit up tall. Eye-hand coordination. We're going to look at targets. I don't want us doing this. Okay, we're not going to sling our neck around. That's not what we're going to do. So you're looking directly ahead of you. You're tall and your eyes are on the horizon line. Okay, so directly out in front of you. We're going to move our eyes up, come back. We're going to move our eyes down, come back. Let's go to the left, come back, go on over to the right. Alright, now diagonal, so look up at your right corner, look down at your left corner, up at your left corner, down at your right corner. Alright, give them a rest. So this works on your visual system. Eye-hand coordination, very important part of balance. We have to have that input into our visual system to help us stay upright. What we're going to do is first we'll go in the same pattern a couple of times, and then I'm going to switch the pattern up. I won't go super fast because I'm not trying to stump you up. What I'm trying to do is get your eyes to adjust from one target to the other. So when we're going through this first rotation, I want you to kind of lock a target in. Okay, if the targets become blurred, I need you to stop, reset, maybe slow it down a little. Okay, me calling it out to you is going to offer you the additional challenge of me creating patterns for you. You can get good at creating patterns for yourself, just playing at home with that exercise. Okay, so sit up tall, away from your chair, feet are flat. Try not to move around too much with the neck. Try to make this with your eyes. Here's our pattern that we're going to do. Up, down, left, right, right diagonal, top, left diagonal, bottom, left diagonal, top, right diagonal, bottom. So I'm just going to say right bottom, right top, okay? So here we go. Up, down, left, right, right up, left down, left up, right down, up, down, left, right, right up, left down, left up, right down, down, up, down, up, right, left up, right, left down, 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 right, down, left down, right up, left down, left up, left, right, left, right. Come back to center, shake it out. Isn't that fun? Alright, it might seem silly, but once again, this is a therapeutic thing that we do when you're working in therapy, just to work that eye-hand coordination. One way that you can elevate it is to add a movement as you're going. So you can march. Okay, so let's march. We won't do a lot. So we're going to march, look up, look down, look up, look down, start pointing your feet. Look up, look down, look up, look down, look up, just march and look down. So okay, get it? See, it stumps me up. So that's how we can make that a little harder when it's time to progress that to a different level. Okay, you guys ready to stand up? Let's go ahead, take it up. So using your towel now, if you fear that this towel may become a step hazard for you, you can use an imaginary towel. You don't really have to have anything on the ground. What we're going to do is called curb steps. Okay, so whatever we put on the ground is going to become a curb that we're going to step over. So it could be, particularly if you're good at like imagination, then you can go ahead and not worry about putting anything on the ground. I'm going to put it on the ground just to help you see. And this is the counter that I'm going to use. And what I'll do is when I go to the other side, I'm not going to use the counter at all. because that's a progression for this exercise. So I'm gonna put my curb right down in front of me. You're gonna hold on to the counter. So this is my right hand on the counter, so my left leg is the one that's gonna work, okay? So what I'm gonna do is lift the left leg up, and I'm gonna try to bring it to 90 degrees. Now remember I told you we wanna move slow, right? Now we are gonna step over this curb, transfer the weight. Notice both knees are bent. I'm gonna move my hand along, and now I'm gonna take my back leg to 90 degrees, bring it forward, and place it down. Okay, so both feet are down. So we're gonna go back. So we're gonna lift left knee up, 90 degrees. Now I want you to step back over your curb. Notice the front knee's bending a little so you can go back, and I want you to momentarily make sure that weight is on the front and the back leg. Okay, and then we're gonna take that right leg up and we come back. Okay, so do you see here why moving slow is beneficial? Alright, so we're gonna add to this a little bit of strengthening for our legs. So we're gonna lift up 90 degrees, step over your curb, rolling through the feet. Back leg's gonna come up. We wanna hold it 1, 2, 3, bring it in, feet parallel. Take that left leg and lift it up, toes towards me. Lift it up, toes towards me, hand to hip, hand to hip. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? Step your foot back. Both knees bend. Move on to that 90 degree with that front foot. Step your feet together. Got one more on this side. We're going to lift it up. Bring it across. Lift that leg behind you. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. We're going to do side kicks. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Step out. Hold on. Little squat. Push it off. Little squat. Push it off. Little squat. Push it off. Here we go. Lift your knee up 90 degrees. Swing it back. Slow step, both knees bent. Lift it up and bring it down. And that's our curb series. Gonna do it on the other side. So you can use your chair as you come to the other side if you need something to hold on to. This is the side I'm coming to. Got my curb set up. I'm gonna be back here a little bit, so maybe this makes a little more sense. Alright, so here we go. First, we're just gonna do a curb step. Lift that outside leg up 90 degrees. You're holding it for 3. You're gonna step forward, both knees bent, roll through it. 1, 2, 3, set it down. Outside leg's gonna go, lift the knee, swing it back, bend that front knee, moving back, up we come, 1, 2, 3, down. Outside leg. Now we're gonna do those lifts. So we hold for 3, step over our curb, bring that leg behind us, 3, 2, 1, put it down. We lift it out to the side and in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1. It comes in. Remember, we go up, swing it back, both knees bend, lift, both knees feet together. Last time. Take it up. Roll forward. Lift it up. Bring it down. I lift. Toes towards me. Great exercise for our accessory muscles. I like to call them the keep me from falling muscles. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, 1. So we have those squat out. We're going to squat, hips go back, knees don't go past your toes. Bring it in, okay? Take it out. Bring it in. One more time, take it out. Bring it in 90 degrees. Step it back. Lift it up. And bring it down. Awesome job, guys. Alright, so I'm going to get my curb up. Move your curb out of the way so it doesn't cause a fall hazard. You can go ahead and move your chair behind you. We have one more thing that we're going to do. So it's a double tree reach. So we normally are here in our trees, right? This tree has a much wider, sturdier base. So both feet are down. So it's like mountain pose in yoga. The only thing is we're going to add reaches to it. So we're going to think about trees blowing in the wind. As you reach, your hips are going to have to adjust. So first reach is forward. So we're going to push our hips back a little and reach those arms out. Okay, and then bring them up and in. Try that again. Reach it out. Bring it in. You got one more? Reach forward. You're really grabbing something. So think how functional this is. Alright, but trees just don't go one way. Can we reach out to the right? And bring it up. And again. So to see, I'm compensating by pushing that hip in the other way. Let's go left. So see how your weight's shifting? Now what if we reach over to the left? And to the right. Now I want you to free form your tree. So what I'm going to do is start to lean forward on my toes and bring it back. I'm going to lean over a little, bring it back. I don't like to go too far back, so maybe I lift my toes. I don't want to be unsteady here, okay? I'm going to reach over. I only want us to do right now this level. Eyes are open, and we're just reaching. And once you're comfortable with reaching, try to hold your hands in and use your body, the trunk, to move. And I want you to feel in the feet, we've been working those proprioceptors. Do your feet feel more active? Do they feel more involved? Alright, guys. So we've run out of time. I did want us to do some single leg stands, but we'll work on that next week. I hope that you found this beneficial, and I would actually watch the video a couple of times. As you can tell, this is not one that's going to make you sweaty or anything like that, and it's chock full with one activity that you can do for a 2 or 3 minute interval wherever you go and just have to sit, okay? And then, you know, it's not like you're getting up doing jumping jacks. It's really going to make a difference for your balance, for your gait, and ultimately your quality of life. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll also be back in town after June 15th. So if you have any questions, jot them down and we will go over them then. But please, please, please watch this one a couple of times. I love this one. I will see you guys tomorrow for yoga. Bye.